Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2014 graduation ceremony at the California Institute of the Arts. And now, please welcome to the stage Interim Dean of Student Affairs, Dr. Renee Barnett Terry.
I love you. Well, CalArtians 2014, you have arrived. Welcome. And all of your guests and family members that are here to celebrate this occasion with all of us. I arrived at CalArts the first week of classes of this year. So I feel that I have traveled on this journey the last chapter for you here at CalArts. So I feel that I'm graduating as well. It is said that artists carry a song in their heart, that they dream what others say is impossible. And they live in the moment, in the present, within. And I must say that in my 1 year here at CalArts, I have felt and touched many of you and you have touched me. So I leave CalArts a different woman than when I arrived. And I know that you are leaving CalArts a different artist than when you arrived. So just keep dreaming. Just keep that song in your heart. And I will carry with me memories of you, whether it was at the best Halloween party that never happened, Electro Circus, or the Crystal Ball, or spring event. And I attended every dance performance that there was. But you will live on in my hearts, CalArtians, and I am so proud of you on this day because truly you have arrived. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joan Abramson, CalArts Board of Trustees.
Congratulations, CalArtians. I salute the class of 2014. On behalf of the trustees of the mothership, CalArts, I am excited to witness your launch into the galaxy. It takes 2 years to travel from Earth to Mars, so we can only imagine the immense space that you will cover on your creative voyages. You have labored long in your exploration of your fields. Remember to thank your parents. And others who have supported and encouraged you. Your path ahead is uncharted. It will be full of surprises and opportunities. Seize them with energy and imagination. We celebrate you today and wish you the best as you go forth. You are out of this world. Thank you.
Please welcome to the stage the president of CalArts, Dr. Stephen D. Levine.
Congratulations. This always takes my breath away. You were the most talented class when you arrived. Almost certainly you were the most competitively selected class we've ever had at CalArts. And from what I've seen and heard in these past months, you graduate as one of the most accomplished group of artists in CalArts history. Along the way, you've had ups and downs, successes and failures, supportive responses and devastating critiques. Though you may not know it yet, you have been through what the choreographer Elizabeth Streb calls basic training for tough souls. Tough souls, that's the paradox of being an artist. Holding on to the open and vulnerable self that allows you to take in the world in all its richness, complexities, and its pain and injustices. And at the same time, having to be tough enough to cope with the misunderstandings, the disappointments, the sheer labor that surrounds all those who devote themselves to bringing something into the world that did not exist before you imagined it. At CalArts, we are all more or less pointed in that direction, which is what makes this the special place it is. On the outside, you'll encounter far too many people who have no idea what you're talking about who will tell you to get practical and to just get on with it. However, you do enter a world that's hungry for creative people, and though you may not think of it this way, you are all specialists in creative work. You will find yourselves in a position to make an economic contribution, either in the field you studied or fields close to it. Those jobs are critical in every nation, and those jobs can be immensely fulfilling, even when they're not precisely what you meant to be doing. You are also graduating at a time when everywhere on the planet people are struggling with accelerating change that promises a good life, but may in fact be emptying out what it is to be human and rapidly eroding life on this planet. We've already had to move graduation from noon to 6 p.m. If it gets any hotter, we'll have to move this to midnight. And then imagine what would happen. Not every artist is required to take on these huge issues, but whatever you find yourself doing, your challenge now is not to lose track of yourself, of who you uniquely are and what you uniquely have to offer, and who and what you might yet become. If you remain true to yourselves, you may well shape how we make our way into the future. It's late in the day to be offering advice, but I do have a few pieces of it. I'm old enough, I just have to give advice, whether you want it or not. And my advice is about how to keep track of yourself. First and most important will be your family and friends, those who are close to you now and know you best, those who've helped you come this far. From this graduation courtyard, you will fan out all around the globe. Some of you will remain in the same city or region as those who care about you most. Others will find themselves in a new city or a new country. There is wonderful excitement in launching oneself into new possibilities. Don't let that keep you from the time and effort to stay connected to that always small group of people who really do care, who really do know who you are. If you find yourself a stranger in a strange land, seek out other CalArtians. You share a profound experience and a deep set of values with everyone in this courtyard and everyone who has passed through this courtyard before you. If you are having trouble linking up in your new homes, call the alumni office here at CalArts to ask who else from CalArts lives in your new city and your new country. Every year, new alumni chapters are forming from Atlanta to Portland and Seoul to Tokyo. Everywhere I've traveled, I've encountered CalArtians, and you should seek them out. And stay in touch with your faculty and staff at CalArts. Come back to campus when you can. When you do, drop into what will then be the new Patty Disney Center for Life and Work, which we plan to inaugurate this coming year. Yeah, it's good. We are multiplying what we're spending on career counseling, with those resources being open to alumni as well as to current students. Our hope is that in addition to helping with employment, the Patty Disney Center will become known for its expertise in helping artists to balance the multiple activities that make up any life, and especially the life of an artist. Speaking of the artist's life, I want to conclude with a word of congratulations to your families and friends gathered here today. Because this is your graduation as well. Few ever reach this point without a community of support. And as the class of 2014 goes into the world, they're going to continue to need your love and support, and I know you will continue to give it to them. And once again, graduates of 2014, every good wish for the future. Those of us back here on campus will be watching with pride. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Chief Creative Officer of Pixar and the Walt Disney Animation Studios, and this year's honorary degree recipient, CalArts' own John Lasseter.
John Lasseter. The way this works is I read a citation that tells you what you already know about John, and then he'll speak. John, as an artist and an executive, you're a powerful cultural force in the world today, responsible for creating many of the world's best loved and most successful films. Born in Hollywood and raised in Whittier, where your mother, Jewel, encouraged your love of drawing and cartoons. You were a member of CalArts' first graduating class for the character animation program. You won 2 Student Academy Awards for the films you created here at the Institute. While honoring your heroes of the past, Chuck Jones and Disney's 9 Old Men, you set your sights on the future. As an early believer in the potential of computer-generated animation, with the courage of your convictions, you co-founded Pixar, which sparked nothing less than a revolution in the art of animated feature filmmaking. Your first film as a director, Toy Story, won a special Oscar, and a string of Pixar blockbusters followed, including Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, and Cars, among many others. When the Academy established a category for Best Animated Feature, Pixar won an astonishing 7 of the first 11 awarded. With the purchase of Pixar by the Walt Disney Company in 2006, you became both Chief Creative Officer of Walt Disney and of the Pixar Animation Studios, and Principal Creative Advisor to Walt Disney Imagineering. Disney's recent hits, including Tangled, Wreck-It Ralph, and this year's Oscar winner for animated feature, Frozen, the highest grossing animated film of all time. In a recent interview, you quoted Steve Jobs, who said as you were working around the clock on Toy Story, "You know, John, when I make a computer for Apple, it has a lifespan of 3 years. In 5 years, it's literally a doorstop. But if you do your job right, what you're creating can last forever." You're doing it, John. And CalArts is very proud of you. John, your work has brought joy to millions of people throughout the world and enhanced the visibility and reputation of CalArts along the way. Today, your alma mater welcomes you back to celebrate your originality, creativity, and extraordinary contributions to the art of animation and contemporary filmmaking. With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and on the recommendation of the faculties of the California Institute of the Arts, I hereby confer on you the degree of Doctor of the Arts, honoris causa, together with all the rights, benefits, and privileges appertaining thereto.
One day this can be yours too, graduates. Thank you, President Levine, trustees, deans, faculty, parents, and especially, most importantly, the graduating class of CalArts 2014. It is awesome to be here today. Thanks for having me. I almost didn't go to CalArts. I almost didn't. Now, let me go back. Okay, let's go back. It was my senior year in high school. I had already been accepted to Pepperdine University with a scholarship, mind you. Without, no, hey. My mom went to Pepperdine, my brother was going to Pepperdine, and my twin sister was on her way to Pepperdine, so I was going to, it was the only school I had applied to because my mom had saved every penny to put me through Pepperdine, and it was an important thing for the family. She wanted all of her kids to go to Pepperdine. But I loved cartoons. Even when it wasn't normal to like cartoons, I loved them. I would secretly race home after school to watch Bugs and His Buddies at 4:30 on KTTV, Channel 11, every day. When I was a freshman in high school, I read a book called The Art of Animation by Bob Thomas. And I realized at that moment, wait a minute, people actually make cartoons for a living. They get paid to make cartoons? And I said, from that day on, that's what I want to do for a living. I want to work for the Walt Disney Animation Studio. So I started writing letters to Disney and sending them drawings. And they answered me back, which was awesome. And it started a 4-year correspondence. And then, after I had already been accepted to Pepperdine, I received a letter from the Walt Disney Studios saying that they were starting a program at CalArts to teach the Disney style of character animation the following September, and they invited me to submit a portfolio, and I thought, this is destiny. But my mom was not so sure because she really wanted me to go to Pepperdine, at least for 2 years, she said. So I pleaded with my dad. My dad was the softie of the family, so I pleaded, Dad, come on. And so he agreed to take me to CalArts for a tour. Now, let me give you a little important background for the story. My family and I went to the Whittier Church of Christ 3 times a week, Sunday morning, Sunday evening, and Wednesday night. My dad was a very open-minded guy. But here's some advice. President Levine, during a campus tour of CalArts, do not take church-going parents to the sub-level. Everybody up here knows what the sub-level is. I'll tell the parents if you're not familiar with the sub-level. Let me try to describe it. It's the floor, way down deep at the bottom of the stairwell. And its walls are completely covered with layers and layers of art. Let's call it art. That the students have painted over years. And which I'll say is extremely, shall we say, interesting art. So as I walked around with my church-going dad, in the sub-level, mind you, we stumbled upon an editing room where a student was editing his student film. He invited us in to watch it. It featured considerable nudity. Then we went to the residence hall and they showed us the awesome swimming pool, which also featured considerable nudity. I wish I had a hole with me, because I would have crawled right in it. As we were driving away from CalArts that day, I thought, there's no way on God's green earth that my dad is ever going to let me go here. But my parents knew what animation meant to me, and my mother was an art teacher at Bell Gardens High School for 38 years. She always felt that the arts is a noble profession. And knowing this, knowing how special this opportunity was, my parents let me attend CalArts. And it changed my life. Starting that following September of 1975, yes, I'm that old, there were only 20 of us in that first class of the character animation program at CalArts. We were a complete anomaly on campus, a little pocket of animation geeks in the middle of this, at the time, extremely avant-garde art school. We all spent our time together because we all took the same classes, and every class was held in the same classroom, A113. Obviously, no other department wanted that room. It was on the first floor, no windows, near what we thought was the kitchen at first, but it turned out to be the gamelan rehearsal room. And it took me years to figure out what is it that they're playing, and I finally went to a concert and learned how awesome gamelan was. But for 4 years we heard everybody learn how to play it. As you talk to other members of our class today, many of them will trace the success they've had in their careers to the things we learned in that classroom. So today I want to share two things I learned at my time at CalArts that have been the most valuable to me. They're simple, but the simplest things are also the truest. First, your voice is worthwhile. Have faith in it. It is so important to create in your own voice, to hold on to what makes you unique, and have faith in your vision. A good percentage of that first class of character animation students was made up of people who had been writing to the Disney studios for many years, like myself. It was amazing, each of us finally meeting others with the same passion for animation. It was like we finally found our tribe. Everyone was so different, though, with different tastes and different styles. We spent so much time together that we got to know each other really well, and we were the quickest to recognize and appreciate each other's individual talents. Tim Burton was a classmate of mine. He used to sit in the Glendale Galleria food court all day and fill his sketchbooks with drawings of the people he found there. We would look at those drawings and go, oh my God, this guy's amazing, and we would be in hysterics with his vision of life. Because his style didn't fit with the Disney norm, some of our teachers tried to get him to draw differently. We didn't want him to change a bit. We wanted him to keep going the way he was. Brad Bird, John Musker, Chris Buck, Mike Giamo, all these people in my class were so talented and had such unique voices and styles. You look around the class and think, these people are going to do amazing things. When we left CalArts, we wanted to shake up the world. It was the 70s. Cinema was going through an incredible revolution, and we wanted to do with animation what Lucas, Coppola, Spielberg, Scorsese, and Kubrick was doing with live action. But we did not enter a welcoming world. At that time, to the public, animation was defunct. Most of the old animation studios had shut down. And because television only showed animation Saturday morning and after school, people had started to think of it as being just for kids. Even when we reached Disney, the one place we thought we would fit in, we were shut down by the people who took over the studio after Disney's famous 9 old men had retired. They just wanted to maintain the status quo. Amen, brother. Amen. Let me go on because revenge is really sweet here. We came in on fire with great ideas, but they did not want to hear our ideas. They just wanted us to keep our heads down and to do what we were told. There was all this young talent in the studio, but there was no avenue to express it. It took years and years before we started to get a chance to show what we could do. When our group, our fellow students, finally were able to start making their own movies, it was because of their unique voices that they were successful. Tim Burton's tilted view of suburbia and his eye for the hilarious, unique detail created some of the most original visions cinema has ever seen. Brad Bird's unbelievable passion and refusal to settle for anything less than the absolute best gave us an unforgettable family of superheroes in The Incredibles and a rat that became the greatest chef in Paris, true story, in Ratatouille. John Musker's intelligent, razor-sharp wit helped bring on the second golden age of Disney animation with a mermaid who lost her voice in The Little Mermaid and a genie who redefined what an animated voice could be in Aladdin. Chris Buck, his deep love of heartfelt emotional stories, redefined the animation musical and made an emotional tale of two sisters into the most successful animated film of all time with Frozen. And Mike Giamo, his brilliant sense of design and color, took that Frozen tale of sisterly love and made it one of the most beautiful films ever made. We had to have faith in ourselves to hang in there long enough to succeed. We had to stay ourselves long enough to show the unique things we had to offer. This requires balance, of course. You want to have confidence in your instincts and voice, but you also want to keep an open mind and stay receptive to what the rest of the world is going to teach you. This brings us to the second, turn the page, sticky. This leads me to my second point, which is this. You need others. Too often people think that being unique means being isolated, and being a great artist means coming up with genius ideas out of nowhere. I'm standing here telling you, nothing could be farther from the truth. I am the filmmaker today because of the people I've learned from. At the time, we had great teachers at the character animation program. These guys were great Disney artists who came out of retirement to teach us all they had learned as they invented the art form of animation with Walt Disney. They changed my way of thinking. Bill Moore, Elmer Plummer, T. Hee, Ken O'Connor, and Jack Hanna. But I learned just as much from my fellow students as I did from my teachers. In the library here at CalArts, now this was before home video, and I'm showing what an old geezer I really am here. They had 16mm prints of 6 of the Disney films: Snow White, Pinocchio, Dumbo, Bambi, Alice in Wonderland, and Peter Pan. The 16mm projector we had in A130 could do single frame, reverse, and slow-mo, and we would watch those films in the evening over and over and over, breaking them down, analyzing them frame by frame. To this day, when I remember scenes of those films, I remember them at the exact splice marks of these CalArts copies. We would go to the theater and see movies together many times as we could. We would sit in coffee shops afterward, talking, analyzing them, trying to figure out what the filmmakers were doing and how they were doing it. And then when we started making our own student films, we'd look over each other's shoulders, bouncing ideas back and forth and helping each other. Work with others. Lean on others, celebrate others. On a personal level, you know this, making art is really hard. You're putting yourself into it, making yourself vulnerable. This can be scary and sometimes very difficult. You need others to support you. You need others to challenge you. You need others to be honest with you. When you do, they make you better. On a practical level, you cannot survive out in the world all by yourself. You will face crises in your career, and when those happen, you need others to help get you through it. Andrew Stanton, Pete Docter, Joe Rampt, and I developed a way of working at Pixar that revolves around getting honest feedback from your fellow filmmakers as you are making your film. This approach, which is now used at Disney Animation as well, is based on the way we had all made our films at CalArts. Andrew, Pete, Joe, and I gave each other honest feedback, and because we trusted each other, we made each other better, we made our films better, and we got better as artists. When times got tough, and we've had many, many tough times, we pulled together and saved each other. We never could have survived alone. We never could have achieved what we have done alone. We could have never built Pixar alone. This is sometimes hard to remember, but it's true. In art, you are not competing against each other. This is a thing about the arts, especially that so many people forget. You will enter an industry out there that can be sometimes so cutthroat. And it seems like people spend more energy tearing others down than they spend making their own things great. But when you go to a great concert, you don't think, okay, I don't need to see any more concerts this year. When you go see a fantastic exhibition, you don't think, check that off the list, all done with art in my life. Great art makes you want more. If you see a terrific show, it makes you want to go out and see another. When everyone around you is doing great work, it makes things better for everybody. It makes audiences want more. It challenges artists to get better and to outdo themselves. The more we all help each other, the more we all benefit. So, go out there, help others, and make the pie bigger. Graduating class of 2014, good luck, and may CalArts live on in you forever as it does in me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Provost of the California Institute of the Arts, Dr. Janine Shabilsky.
Thank you. So they always put me on after everybody said all the good stuff. Thank you so much, John Lasseter. That said, I do have just one very short thing to say, and that's this. Sometimes some of you have come to me and asked what the provost does. And in fact, now I'm going to tell you. The provost is the chief academic officer. And my job, my honor, and my privilege is to sometimes lead, but mostly follow the deans and the faculty. And your deans and your faculty are so much a part of what happens here. So just for a minute, I want to acknowledge just a few transitions in their house. So just as you go on to the next stage in your lives, some of our faculty are also retiring and going on to really exciting things in their own lives. And I want to give us all a moment to say thank you to them now. That would include, from the Herb Alpert School of Music, Beatrice, my last name is Shabilsky, so bear with me. Beatrice Gizobe Lalouvi. Yeah. The beautiful Beatrice. Wadada Leo Smith. From the School of Theater, Craig Belknap. Carol Bixler. And Lou Palter. And you know, it's true that I think that imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. So Wadada gave an amazing concert this year. And it was a concert that he gave first at CalArts and then he gave in Washington, D.C. And at the end of the concert here, he stood up and he said, I want to just look at you all for a moment. And I know this is such a crazy time, but I want to give you all a moment to look at all the people around you that helped to make this possible for you. Look at your families, each other, and your faculty. And take that with you as you go forward. So congratulations to the class of 2014. You deserve it. And don't forget to stay in touch. Bye-bye.
And now, what we are all here to witness, the presentation of candidates for degrees. We will commence the presentation of candidates for degrees, beginning with the School of Critical Studies. Please welcome Dean Dr. Amanda Beach.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you're having a nice time already. We're all so proud of you. I just want to say on the behalf of myself and all the faculty in Critical Studies who have seen all the BFA students come through our classes for the past few years, well done, congratulations. And we hope that the mind-expanding classes that we offer you have opened up new cosmologies for you to explore and to manifest out there in the world. So well done to you all BFA graduates, well done. And now to our business. Let us begin with congratulating the ambitious, challenging and excellent students that have come through this year for the MFA program in creative writing and the MA students in aesthetics and politics. These students have struggled, challenged themselves and worked hard to investigate and interrogate the rules that govern our reality. And I think it's just fitting that these students are going out there to change our reality for the future. So I welcome to the stage now and congratulate them for the graduating year of 2014. Thank you.
Annie Buck-Chudzian. Catherine Ann Brown. Joseph Canzanaro. Gingy Jimenez. Emma Elizabeth Kemp. Shisonia Livingston. Shauna Miriambo. James Thomas Pianca. Riley C. Robacher. Vesta Seltzer. Chrysanthi Song Tan. Robert Sormella Villalobos. Emerson Whitney. Adriana Elizabeth Widows. Christopher Patrick Brown. Tatiana Merwin Vaughn. Diego Cienfuegos Robles. Kay Kerrigan. And now, the presentation of candidates in the School of Film and Video, Dr. Dean Stephen Anker.
Well, this is a pleasure to be back, and I wanted to start by saying that I congratulate not just the 2014 graduating group, but the entire student body of the School of Film and Video. This has been a year of, I say, a quantum leap in terms of the quality and the number of amazing films that have come out. I've said that before in terms of the quantity, but it's just been extraordinary in terms of what's been achieved this year. In addition to that, the number of students from around the world in our programs, just continue to grow, and I think it's incredibly exciting. We have students from Argentina, Mali, France, China, Venezuela, Portugal, Iran, Kuwait, you can go on and on. So I think we've become more international, and the range of expression just continues to expand. So, with that, I would like to begin the announcing of the names of those of you graduating.
Chi Dang. Ryoko Lin Iyomoto. Brooke M. Regalado. Yering An. Melanie Grace Atwater. Dario H. Barrera. Amanda Christine Candler. Benjamin P. Caro. Carrie Cassidy. Tammy Chang. Yun Biel Cho. Catherine Clark. Bosuk Coburn. Friedrich Komita. Ali Danesh. Henda June Diakaiti. Isabella dos Santos. Elise Ray Filigari. Axel Florio Mosco. Paul Allen Flores. Talia Sophia Fry. Ismael Antonio Garcia. Carissa Catherine Hahn. Rachel Roseanne Ho. Charles Hodgkins. Jesse Irish Johnson. Jane Kim. Teresa Latsko. Amy Y. Lee. Haijun Song Lee. Jai-hee Lee. Marielle Lees. Justin Sebastian Leon Munoz. Whitney Burnett. Carmen Liang. Gabrielle Lin. Sumin Lo. Chloe Miller. Jess Iglehart. Ari Nagovsky. Takahiro Nishikawa. Tonkio Panjola. Jacob Stryland. Julian Simone Petschek. Poon Yen Tung. Taylor Price. Ana Paulina Ramirez. Jason Keith Ramsey. Jason Riker. Angela Ree. Nikki Rojo. Taylor Scroggins. Sang Yun Song. Jessica Luberdia Spates. Jacob Stryland. Vitaly Stokaris. Portland Elizabeth Tagavi. Kat Romia Tanchanko. Janice Sao. Chelsea Grace Tuggle. Nicolette Panzanga Wood. Regal Yaluk Mosquera. Matthew Yang. Kianyu Cherry Zhu. Andrew Astra Zucker. Christopher William Adler. Bertha Alicia Aguilar Garcia. Vader Alawadi. Julius Robin Fragante Banzon. Edgar Jorge Baralt. Sonia Milka Bertucci. Sean Hopkin Buckaloo. Theodore A. Burtis. Don Hugh Chan. Markeith Jamar Chavos. Carrie Treadwell Cronwetz. Ruth N. C. Ruthie Doyle. Holly Lynn Eskew. Dylan Fergus. Calvin Thomas Frederick. Joshua Gleason. Tempe Elizabeth Hale. Vashti Harrison. Selena Luge Guizong Chia. Zane Silas J. Johnson. Asavari Kumar. Shin Che Lin. Eda Procel Manriquez. Jackson Joseph McCoy. Lauren Morrison. Emiliano Antiveros. Abraham Guerrero Osuna. Jose Enrique Rivera. Daphne Rosenthal. Sylvia Madiria Salguero. Natalia Serebrennikova. Michael Stoltz. John Calvin Story. Nora Deutscher Sweeney. Leon Wong. Jenny Yang. Melody Yen. Eve Lauren Littleshell Fountain. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Dean of the School of Art, Thomas Lawson, who will join Dean Anker in presenting the Film, Video, and Art Interschool Candidate.
I don't know if you all heard that, but Steve Anker here is retiring as the Dean of the Film and Video School. And he's been a great colleague for 12 years. And it's a great honor to wish him well. And bon voyage. He's going to stay with us, of course. Because no one ever leaves CalArts. So, thanks. I'd like to welcome up to the stage my program directors, Michael Worthington, Jessica Bronson. I'm not sure who else is coming. Kashila Brooke, Tom Lasseter. So now we're going to begin the art school. And we've had a great year. We were able to raise a lot of money out of alumni work in a benefit auction this last week in New York. And you guys are going to be asked to do the same thing 10 years from now. So, with no further ado, let's begin. I'm going to move this thing out of the way because it's causing trouble for the viewing. Right? Thank you. The Art School.
Sergey Devo Acuna. Zachary Aronson. Daniel Anthony Ray Bernard. Carlos Modesto Bracchi. Garrett Chung. Johanna Deeb. Sadie Rose Drucker. Marie Elizabeth Fuchs. Megan Gavin. McCourtney Makiro Jin. Lillian Elaine Gottlieb.
Happy birthday, Lillian. Congratulations from Mom and Dad.
Natalie Kristen Hahn. Nebris Hovizavi. Brooke K. Irish. Toby Ransom Jacobs. Tyler Joseph Jameson. Alexander Ketchmadze. Andrea Jui Kim. Melissa Kuo. Cindy Kusuda. Anya Margot Levy. Taylor Louise Lovio. Amanda Elissa Louie. Katrina McGowan. Kaoru Matsushita. Gavin Lenwood McCoy II. Kate Deligny Meyer. Isaiah A. Montoya. Johan Moon. Taylor Moran. Marcy Renee Pashkovsky. Margaret Ellis Pratt. Daniel Quiones. Francesca Patricia Isabel Ramos. Lorena Stephanie Reyes. Catherine Ann Rockholt. Camila Morena Romeo. Natalie C. Santizo. Hiram Shin. Samuel Kent Shoemaker. Lily Sin. Vanessa Siufi. Angie Yun Son. Finley Summers Still. Tara Lynn Thomas. Connor Harrison Tozier. Lisandra Vasquez Gonzalez. Zachary L. Vidal. Helena Wiles. Lionel Everett Williams. Alexander Jamon Woods. Dennis Asher Warnick. Bedros Yuritsinian. Sarah Young. Kaylee Marie Zapala. Lori Wheeler. Lindsay Price. Edwin Rodrigo Alvarenga. Patrick Michael Ballard. Adriana Baltazar. Bridget Batch. Suzanne Melanie Berry. Danielle Bustillo. Eric Andrew Carter. Catherine Ketmer. Ruby Chen. So-Yun Cho. Min Choi. Barnett Anthony Cohen. Columba Cruz Elton. Mark Anthony Desiderio. Christopher Dyson. Danny Angel Escalante. Luis Antonio Flores. Elijah E. Ford. Gustavo Gomez Brechtel.
Yeah, Gustavo.
Megan Gordon. Yoran Guerrero. Ryan Hines. Rebecca Lillian Hoffman. Miranda Christine Hoffs. Nicholas Johnston. Karan Kapoor. Ali T. Kaharadyar. Ju-Young Kim. Jessica Lee. Nicholas Liang. Rebecca Allison Block Lieb. Andres Payan. Nicole Ho Yan Pun. Michael Richards. David Andrew Cox Robinson. Svetlana Romanova. Calvin Rye. Shahjad Salehai. Leander A. Schwazzer. Sarah Meyer Shoemake. Wang San Sit. Eli Skip. Daniel Rowe. Maytal Yaniv. Yi Zhang. Kay Bradford. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dean Travis Preston and the candidates in the School of Theater. What? You want page 5?
Just saying now announcing the School of Dance, that's it.
And now announcing the School of Dance. Caitlin Heidi Adams.
Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Koplowitz, the Dean of this fine School of Dance. I'd like to first thank the parents of the graduating class for their support of our incredible students. I'd like to thank my incredible faculty for their hard work. I'd like to say thank you to Zari Wigfall, to Becca Lemmy, and to Robbie Shaw for their work. I'd like to say that this is an incredible class. Not only are they talented, not only are they beautiful on the outside, but they're beautiful on the inside. They have soul, and they're really nice people. They're going to go far. And I want to thank them for what they've done, for their contributions. All right, here we go.
Caitlin Heidi Adams.
Welcome to Sharon Disney Line Ticket Stop. Take a moment to look at the exits directly behind you.
Laura Grace Berg. Chelsea Conwright. Sarah Elizabeth Cook. Gregory Noel Dorado. Wesley Insmager. Rebecca Elise Gual. Jade Johnston. Stephen James Patterson. Patrice Alicia Roth. Philip Jameson Rush. Alexis Sines. Princeton Spicer. Kaylee Claire Stewart.
Then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. But it ain't the
Aaron Bishop O'Brien. Bridget M. Dunn Corpella. Andrea D. Geis. And now, conferring degrees, please welcome back to the stage President Stephen Levine.
No, theater, no.
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. The presentation of the candidates in the Herb Alpert School of Music.
Mike, please. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Travis Preston, and I'm the Dean of the School of Theater. I would like to invite my colleagues, Associate Dean Nataki Garrett, Associate Dean Gary Keckley, Director of Performance Mirjana Jokovic, and Ellen McCartney, the Director of Design and Production. I am honored to be able to present these graduates to you tonight. They are extraordinary artists, and I have to say that we have discovered in the course of this time that they are extraordinary human beings. I am honored to present them to you. I have to say that last night I met a number of the parents who came to visit and to be with us here, and I am always moved by the environment of support that you have provided for your sons and daughters. They are extraordinary artists, and we now present to you the graduates of the School of Theater.
Roberto Antonio Martin. Jacqueline Raquel Adair. Cody Robert Brott. Anastasia Bucco. Elizabeth Nosey Codwell. Rachel Caselli. Jeffrey Michael Chamberlain. William Christian Cotter. Erica Ashley Dawson. Catherine De Hombre. Jason Alexander Van Noornik II. Rachel Irene Dugan. Hayden Ezzy. Nathan T. Files. Evan Alexander Friedman. Daniel Howard Greenberg. Zan Headley. Kaiso Helakunihi Hill. Michael Ho. Catherine Elizabeth Kite. Nora King. Peter Laughlin. Ernest Harold Long. Yomi Lopez. Christopher Magorian. Jesse Phillips March. Catherine Irene McEwen. Emily Moran. Alex Emilio Navarro. Alexandra Shire Perry. Madison Rademacher. Caitlin Ribbons.
Caitlin Ribbons, mother.
Corey Neal Rogers. Mako Roming. Felicia Blue Rose. Nina Marie Sabelli. Giassi Silas. Eva Augustina Shinote. Nicole Lene Sullivan. Marika Wigan Shinani. William Cody Winger. Andrew Eugene Wofford. Christine Sarah Wood. Carol Hyun Yu. Nicholas Diaz. Michael James Bates. Hinbin Demetian El Kamzi. Oscar Ivan Camacho. Nina Cosarias. Ji Chen. Alexander Demers. Catherine Joy Windsor Farrar. Christina Mercedes Fernandez. Craig Edward Gibson. Alicia Teresa Harris. Lyle Matthew Henning. William Allen Honigstein. Rebecca Lee Jackson Moser. Donna Simone Johnson Irvin. Jared Arden Joseph. Allison Meredith Keating. Amber Nicole LaRosa. Mallory Victoria Lopez. Amy Priscilla Milan. Christopher Moskwa. David Jonathan Moyer. Elena Marie Muslar. Christopher Charles Pfeiffer. Precious Ra Akbar. Rediger. Mara Kathleen Reinhardt. Rachel E. Sherbill. Sarah J.K. Shoemaker. Carol Alana Simon. Cameron Holt Steele. Angelica Torres. April Lauren Trevelyan. Galen Thompson Wesson. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of the candidates of the Herb Alpert School of Music, Dean David Rosenbaum.
We have the last but not the least of our graduates of the School of Theater, Ariel Ventrano. Thank you. I now will turn the stage over to David Rosenbaum, Dean of the School of Music.
And that's the Herb Alpert School of Music. And welcome everybody. Thank you to the parents, and thank you to my fellow deans for an incredibly collaborative year. And congratulations to Steve Anker over here, who's been a great colleague for a long time. They say, I say this every year, that it gets better and better and better, but you know, it really does. And the level of work that has emerged from our student body, BFAs, MFAs, and DMAs, has just been jaw-dropping this year. Really extraordinary achievements in music and interdisciplinary collaborations. So I would like also to acknowledge my trusted Associate Deans Susan Allen and Robert Watermaker here, who will help me, and now the class of 2014.
Rodrigo Miguel Senya Aguirre. Katie Justine Bakar. Brandon Christopher Becker. Lucian R. Buscemi. Marcus Buser. Melanie Carol Dolce. Daniel Levi Chasman Beck. Caroline Elizabeth Cerrone. Zachary Crumrine. Michael Day. Ariel Rebecca Deem. Shan Shan Ding. Ryan Espinoza. McLean C. Fiore. Jarrett Terrence First. Anthony Guadalupe Gloria. Louis Godowski. Benjamin J. Goldman. Sarah Sinclair Gomez. Eric Heap. Timothy Conrad Horner. Evan Patrick Juradek. Aaron N. Kahn. Jeff Kwong Kelly. Suzanne Nicole Kite. James Lake. Jody Landau. Min Kyung Lee. Bruce Allen Lott. Mario Ivan Luna. Taylor Michael Robert Masamitsu. Travis Colin Meter. Ness Morris. Ryo-Shan Okada. Jocelyn Jane Ralston. Eric Rivera. Kevin Robinson. John G. Schwerbel. George J. Silva. Eric Ivan Singleton, Jr. Pascal Stevenson. Jacob Sucher. Devin Michael Taylor. Gregory Frederick Ullman. Jacqueline Leigh Ehrlich. Stephen Kai Van Betten. Jessica Simone Waith. Ian Perry Walker. Philip Wareborn. Christopher Stanley Wilmot. Newman Richard Wolf. Peter Andrew Young. Nahum Zadribble. Matthew M. Allen. Molly Ellis. Jenica R. Anderson. Robert Webster Anderson. Raphael Arar. Blake Robert Baldwin. Elmer Julian Butel. An Liang Chen. Christopher Scott Cole. Braden N. Diot. Morgan Lee Getzmar. Jules A. Gombroni. Bram David Glick. Garrett James Groh. Jeremy Hunter Harris. Colin Bennett Honigman. David Andrew Howe. Jason Jenke. Tristan Oliver Johnson. Chris Raymond Moretto Kempis. Sharon Kim. Todd LaRue. Diane K. Lindsay. Colton Lytle. Stephanie Morehouse. Leo Niam Karen. David James Paha. Ana Luisa Pellectroso. Jared Reitz. Gabriel Ray de Goodlat. Linda Louise Reif. Marcus M. Rubio. Evan Daniel Spock. Nicholas Kansuda. Shane Yun Summers. Ted Taforo. Kevin Patrick Taylor. Vinit Vyas. Christina Marie Ward. Yu Ting Wu. Salem Yatim. Coleman A. Zurkowski. Andrea E. Young. Hyung Kyu Lee. And now, conferring the degrees, please welcome back to the stage President Stephen Levine.
This is after the fireworks.
Would the graduating students, wherever you are, please rise? With the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and upon the recommendation of the faculties of the California Institute of the Arts, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Arts, or Doctor of Musical Arts together with all the rights, benefits, and privileges appertaining thereto. You are graduates. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us as we welcome the CalArts graduating class of 2014 and the newest alumni. At this time, we invite you to join us in the main gallery for a continuation of today's celebration among family, friends, and fellow CalArtians. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day at the California Institute of the Arts, the hippest place on earth.